Netflix has recently partnered up with the Shonen Jump mega hit Black Clover to deliver its first standalone movie. Black Clover was on an insane hot streak of good arcs and high-level episodes when the show decided to take an extended hiatus to allow the manga to develop its story further. So, to help hold us over for the continuation of the Spade Kingdom raid arc, we now have Black Clover, Sword of the Wizard King. Is the movie yet another win for a show that was once ridiculed by fans? I'm Summers with Baka Basics, and this is a mostly spoiler-free review of Sword of the Wizard King. Class is officially in session. Let's go ahead and just get the two things about the film I actually didn't like out of the way, and honestly, they're both very minor, if not insignificant personal details. The first being that this film belongs on a big screen. You can tell a ton of work went into this film's art direction and action sequences, and I would have gladly forked over my hard-earned cash to get that big-time movie feeling. So look, Netflix really hit it out of the park with this collaboration, and I foresee the movie doing extremely well with its fan base. I just personally wanted to see a buff as all hell Asta on a 60-foot screen in all his muscled-up glory. The second relatively small gripe is that this movie is fast and loose as all hell, which, for the sake of battle scenes, is a massive plus. And while all main villains are certainly well fleshed out for a movie-only story, we don't have nearly as much attachment to them as, say, Demon Slayer's Mugen Train arc, but that's because that film was actually adapting an arc from the show proper. Look, I needed something to nitpick on, because besides that, this is almost about as perfect of an anime film that you could ask for. Now, without just giving away the movie as a whole, I can easily say that this film is from start to finish full of fast-paced battles and wonderful fight choreography. The villains are an actual threat, with a backstory that, while rushed, still holds some emotional weight to it, which is a huge accomplishment in and of itself. They use the tried and true Dragon Ball movie villain trope of having a main bad appear with three subordinates to test our cast while the main character gets his shot at the titular movie villain. Unlike that trope though, these so-called subordinates are all former wizard kings and basically wipe the floor with everyone for most of these battles, even when they are outnumbered sometimes 12-1. They all get unique magical powers that seem befitting of someone who was just considered the strongest wizard in the entire Clover Kingdom, with main villain Conrad Leto perhaps having one of the most broken powers that the franchise has seen up to this point, and every scene he's in oozes with charisma and a sense that he truly believes what he is fighting for is just. He doesn't want to simply destroy for the hell of it, but rather actually has a goal in mind. And taking out perhaps an entire kingdom in his mind is the price he's willing to pay as long as he gets what he desires in the end. As for our master cast of returning characters we know and mostly love, they do a decent job at getting in as many fan service one-liners and moments as possible, all the while not detracting from the story. Captain Yami being late to the battle because he was taking a shit works, because, well, he's always taking a shit. Other captains showing up later to help in the penultimate battles works because we already know that they aren't present when the initial attack happens. Asta getting beat up isn't a surprise, because Asta in the show is always getting beaten up and continues to come back for more, which is one of the most endearing qualities about his character. They don't try to rewrite the whole book on the show or even how a movie-only story from an anime should be done, they rather just perfectly execute on an already solid formula. Black Clover's Sword of the Wizard King comes in just shy of 2 hours, and thanks to the pacing, clean action-based animation, and always good music composition, it seems to go by in an instant. I will say that this movie does play for the expectation that you are caught up on Black Clover, but even if you aren't, I still highly suggest watching this movie in between binge watching the newest season of Black Mirror or whatever else it is that people usually do on the weekend. I'd easily give this movie a 9.5 out of 10 if I did those sorts of things. I've been Summers with Baka to Basics, and I'll see you the next time class is in session.